pull out, you were a pussy.
Exactly. Back in those times, it was
I don't
like,
want to
the
say anything bad, but like Conor when he fought Khabib, he had an injury on his ankle. You said Muhammad Ali or McGregor, they don't know shit about psychology, right? Zero. There's another organization, right, that is doing MMA, right? It's NW something, NWC.
yes,
Which
NWC is doing great.
you were at Renegade, and I have these pictures. I'm gonna send it to you. Please post it with this little
Okay,
shot of the
yes,
video.
yes, yes,
You're gonna
sure.
have follow. You're gonna have
We'll
you're
do
gonna have
that.
views.
Yeah, we'll do that. So,
Let's go.
Alessio, the Revenant, the Leoni,
Yes.
how are you,
Yes.
brother? And first of all, welcome to MMA Nepal.
Thank you very much.
And
Thank you very
we're
much. It's very good to be here. It's very good to be here.
and really glad, we all are glad as a fight fan that you are soon competing in the Gorkhali Championship. So first of all, for those who don't know much about you, and you know there are many fans and fighters who follow this channel. So would you like to introduce yourself
That's
before we
amazing.
start?
Yes, of course. Hi guys. So I'm Alessio Leoni. I'm an Italian fighter. I fight since 2010, 2011. Um, uh, Before that, I was a professional football player, and I played in Italy in third division, and I played for 15 years. Since I was 5 years old, I stopped around 25 years old
Mm.
to play football as a professional footballer, and then I got an injury, so uh, I just got these injuries, and right after this, I started to do Thai boxing and Muay Thai just because I wanted to do something else from football,
Okay.
and I just loved it. And so then I quit football. I gave up, and I started to just fuck each other up with other guys, and
Nice.
that was 2010. Um, so I started this for a game, for just to play around, and
Mm.
then I really loved it. Then I moved to London, 2010, and I started to train with the best in the world, because back in 2010, London was the mecca for Thai boxing and Muay Thai in Europe, and I had the pleasure to train with Bill Jude at KO Gym, which is in
Okay.
London.
Mm. Mm.
I had the pleasure to train and learn a lot from people like the caliber of Greg Wooton, for example, is well known all the world. It was a Muay Thai. So many others, not just
Sure.
him,
Mm.
but
Okay.
like many other fighters. They they were training at the same gym that I was training, and so I started to really focus on it, training a lot, and I remember that after a couple of months that I was doing Muay Thai, I broke my nose in a
Oh.
sparring, and
Oh.
after
Oh.
4 months, I fought my first fight. So I didn't care about anything. I just wanted to fight. And since then I been upgrading my game.
Wow.
I moved to Lisbon. I moved to Lisbon after that for a couple of years, and that's where I met one of the best coaches ever. That's Coach Zefortes from Zefortes team in Lisbon.
Yeah. Let me stop you right there. Okay. Let me stop you right there.
Oh,
So,
oh,
okay. So you said after football, you're actually pursuing football as a career
I
back in that
I had a
time, right?
career.
Yeah, you had
I
a
had a
career
career.
there.
I used to be a professional football player, and I used to play third division. So
Hmm.
third division professional.
Wow, wow. That's a big deal in itself, right? So
In
injury
Italy,
happened.
yeah, it was an injury on my groins. I couldn't really walk properly because I was
Okay.
very sore,
Hmm.
and I stayed out for 1 year. I gained weight. I was very fat, and I couldn't really do anything because of this soreness. It was a
Oh,
constant soreness on my abs, so I couldn't get up from the bed. I couldn't do really anything, and that's I went to therapy, and then that's when the doctor told me, "Why don't you join some martial art gym, which get very strong with your abs and your groin, you get
So,
flexible because that's what you need.
so that was the transition
That's
into
what
a
the
MMA.
transition because my cousin used to have a gym of Muay Thai, and I was training with my cousin, and I still remember the first punch I threw a punch,
Oh,
caught someone. So,
so
man, this is amazing. Oh,
it's
fucking
kind
hell,
of
that's
it's kind of that
I,
reflect to your nickname also, the Revenant, which
yeah.
means that you're
No,
kind of
the
like
nickname, the nickname has been given to
how did
me
it come about that
when
nickname?
I fought a guy.
Hmm.
I fought a guy in Lithuania, and it was one of the best fights that I've ever done. It was 2018 or something. I fought for Kinas.
Hmm.
Uh, the first fight with him, it was in Lithuania. It was in his hometown, and after 3 rounds, which was very, 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 very close fight. First round probably was mine. Second one was it was like very, very close fight. And the third round, he dropped me with the left hook, but then I lost the sense. I was
Whoa.
down.
Whoa.
After two
Hmm.
seconds, I woke up and I had him full mount.
Whoa.
He was trying to kill me. I don't know how I scramble, and eventually I've been for that
Okay, you got
fight
on the
for like
top.
4 months.
Hmm.
4 months I've been training at Roger Gracie Academy here
Hmm.
in London. That's the headquarters with Roger Gracie, and I train with Fabrizio Calia, one of the best black belt jiu-jitsu in
Hmm.
the business here. And I learned how to get out. So I get out from that full mount. I managed to come back up, and the crowd was like crazy already. However,
Wow. Wow.
then I dropped him. I dropped him. The last minute, he was running like a chicken, and I was trying to catch him. Then he fell down. I went on full mount, started to punch or
Hmm.
whatever, and that's when people started. And that was the time when the movie came out. I saw the movie,
Yeah,
and everyone
Leonardo.
around me said, "Listen,
Yeah, yeah.
and that's when he started this thing of the
Uh,
Revenant." And I have a tattoo nowadays here, which is the Revenant here. So that's the story behind it.
yeah, you literally carried the
That was,
spirit then,
that was
right?
one of
Yeah.
sorry again.
You carried the spirit, the Revenant,
You carry
the
the
kind
spirit, and I'm telling you now that because of COVID, because of
Hmm.
many situations, I had 5 pullouts. So I'm not fighting now since 2019 because of COVID. COVID came, then 2 years and a half. Uh, I supposed to fight a guy. His name is David Cook.
Hmm.
1 year and a half ago. Then he pulled out the fight 1 week before the fight. Now David Cook is fighting in one championship. He just fought 2 weeks ago one championship. But 1 year and a half ago, he's supposed to do his debut as a professional with me, and he pulled out. That's what happened. He
Yeah.
pulled out
Hmm.
10 days before the fight, undisclosure reason.
So
Uh,
this fight is something you're doing it out of a long layoff, I would say. But you've been training, right?
I, I'm training, but I'm not fighting like 4 years. So that's even
Because
better. The
because the
story of the
one way
Revenant
of
in
true
Nepal. I'm
the
I'm I'm coming back in Nepal. You're gonna see the beautiful comeback. But
true.
it's now it's like 5 years. 5 years that I'm not fighting. I had five
Okay.
pull-ups. David could pull out. I had another guy pulled out, Bane Dundon, piece of shit in London.
It wasn't
And
your yeah. Great.
man, Bane Dundon's a comeback.
Hmm.
Anyway, so like I had a few fights. I had a few fights scheduled. The last fight I was supposed to fight, it was in Lithuania, and I had to fight the hero of Lithuania. This guy had 35 fights as a professional.
Oh. Hmm.
He was don't remember the guy. I couldn't fly the week of the fight. I go to check in my flight, and there was a yellow flag on my passport. That
Hmm.
means if you have yellow flag, you cannot fly anywhere because there's an issue with your passport. So if you go to the if you go to the airport, they're gonna stop you. You know, you're just going to
Wow.
jail. And
Mm.
it comes out that it was a ticket that I haven't paid for many years, and it went accumulated all the
Okay,
money.
okay,
So I
okay.
was
Mm.
so unlucky. And then I had the fight now, which it should be today, but
True, true.
so
It got postponed
yeah,
again, right? But the you know
I'm being
the
so unlucky. But finally, the 7th of September, if
it's
everything
going to
goes to plan,
happen.
gonna
Yes, yes,
have
it will happen. And
it,
the guy you're fighting against is also, the really good fighter. So, you know, happy that you've been training, because like a lot of these fights, it just some fighters got pulled out, or like for some reason, right? But you've been training for these fights, so that means like you're on point.
there was a coach of mine. His name is Cristian Ivaldi. Is crazy in Italian. He said once, in MMA there are more pullouts than in a gangbang.
Oh,
That's so true. Like like people pull out like constantly because they have a little injury or they have a little thing.
so let me,
Like
yeah, yeah, yeah. Let
it's
me ask you
shit.
this, all right? Since I've come to know about you being also a sports psychology student. Are you?
Yeah. Yes,
Okay. So
I'm studying. Yeah,
just
go ahead.
wanted to understand. I just wanted to know for the very thing you just said, right? Why do fighters pull out, right? Is there like, when pullouts like this happens, right? They're fighters. They've been like fighting since very young age, right? Like they've been training. So I don't think there's like little, since they want to be a fighter, I don't think they have a doubt. So some fighters might have, but you know, it
Yeah,
I don't think
it's a
it
good
like
question. Good
what are
question.
those factors? What are those factors, through which,
Factors.
they decide that.
So if you're in the business, you can see also, from the biggest organization that there are constantly pullouts. So like
Yes.
UFC has pullouts, Bellator has pullout, one
Yeah.
champion pullout. So
Conor
so going
McGregor
down,
might just pull out 303.
yeah. So just going down with the level of the organizations, you see pullout.
You often
So
see that
the
shit.
reason, the reason behind it, I think, is that because nowadays the level of MMA has increased.
True.
So for example, I think, and I remember 10 years ago, no one was pulling out. No one was
True.
pulling out, man. Like people were killers. People were killers. So people that went into MMA 10, 15 years ago, do you remember? I don't know, Robbie Lawler,
Yeah, it was
all
brawl, right?
Nate,
Go
Nate
there and bang.
Diaz,
Yes.
Nate Diaz, Nick Diaz, bangers.
Mm.
So if you pull out, you were a pussy.
Exactly. Back in those time, it was
I don't
like,
want to
that.
say anything bad, but like Connor, when he fought Khabib, he had an injury on his ankle. If you
Yes.
can't, like if you pull out like the fight of this magnitude,
Mm.
even if you have
Exactly.
an injury,
Yes.
everybody has injuries. So by going further with the time, uh, uh, MMA became like more nowadays. It's more like an athlete
True.
sport,
True. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
It makes
there's a
sense.
lot of strength and conditioning, which is actually a skill. So nowadays you have jujitsu, striking, wrestling, strength and conditioning. Strength and conditioning is a skill at the same level as ground game, wrestling, and striking. Okay,
Mm.
so people when they get an injury, they think they are not at 100%.
True. Mm.
So if you're not at 100%, you have a chance to lose, and so that's why people pull out.
And
Before, back in the day,
the stake is high also, because like you're
so
competing for something, right? So that
yeah,
might also
and
be the
and
reason.
nowadays, if you have a loss in your career, you're pretty much done. And this is so bad for the sport. For
Mm.
example, I go train. uh, we go train every week at the Renegade Gym, which is in Birmingham. We train with Leon Edwards. Is friend of mine, friend of us. Such a nice guy. When you enter into the gym, Renegade, even if you do drills or you do sparring, you have people with the crazy experience. You have that guy 25 fights Bellator UFC. You have another guy Cage Warrior champion. You have another guy UFC champion right there, and you may have like that. There was Dan Hardy watching the sparring like
Mm.
this, and so um, so what I'm trying to say is that what I'm trying to say is this. In that group of fighters, for example, a renegade, without saying any names, but you have that's how I categorize them. That's how I divide them in two groups. Fighters, athletes. So you have athletes that have 3 wins, no losses, 4 wins, no losses, something like that. Then you go to see who they fought. They fought people that are not even fighters. So they
Sure.
try to build up the record and then they get sold to
Yeah,
organizations.
it's kind of like what happened in boxing,
I don't
right?
need to say any
Mm.
names, but people will understand who I'm talking about. That there's a few of them, and you see them just
Mm.
in stories, posting, like
Yeah.
screenshots and stuff. And it's very like nowadays when you go to the UFC, you must have already 200,000 followers, 4-0, 5-0, 6-0, and then you go to see their records. They fought a guy with 0 wins, 20 losses. Khabib, the fight before his UFC debut, he fought someone that was 0-49, 0-49 losses. Do you understand this number?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Right?
now I get it.
And so, but then you have people that have like 26 wins and 14 losses. Those are the
Mm.
guys you don't want to spar with because they are killers. They know what a loss is.
True.
They know what winning and losing is. You want to spar the athletes because the athletes are more like nice and clean and stuff. And if they get
True.
an injury, they stop stuff like that. And they are undefeated. So this is the trend that is going on nowadays in the MMA. That's why you have pullouts. People that are
Mm.
not sure 100% to fight, they're going to pull out because they need to win no matter what. And this is
Mm.
what ruined sports, I think. Do you understand?
Yes, yes, I see.
Khabib,
Yes, I'm getting it.
Khabib, Machaev, 4 months camp, training camp. Khabib has like 6, 7 pullouts, mate.
Yes, yes, we have heard a lot. Even when he was fighting with uh,
Ferguson is supposed to
yeah,
fight
yeah, yeah,
Ferguson 3 times
Ferguson, right?
pullout.
Ferguson. Yes, a lot of pull-ups happened there, right?
That's it. That's
Now
it.
I get it.
Like,
Now I get
like
it. I mean, like the marketing aspect of which that's where also organization favors them, right? Because like the
the
fighters with
UFC,
some kind of
yes,
speaking
the
skills or
UFC,
persona.
yes, the UFC really, really in boxing is the same. For example, like they want to sell at a certain point. They have to have two guys that have no losses, and someone is gonna lose, right?
True, true.
I don't know, 25-0 against I don't know, 17-0.
And boxing has a lot more than MMA, I think, right? The boxing always kind of
Ooh,
try
I
to
think so
build
too.
these fighters with
Oh,
zero. Uh, you know, there are a
boxing
lot of
is
fighters
crazy.
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 Yes,
Boxing
let's
doesn't
not
make
go
sense.
there. Yes, yes.
In a non-professional level is even worse. I have people here in London, they are boxing coaches and they have been in the game of boxing since a lot. Um, I have myself two boxing fights, 2 wins, no losses, non-professional. Um, but then when you want to get a profession, you need to have 20 wins, no losses. So
Mm.
they really go to fight people from the bar, from the pub. Like, do you know how many times I've seen like there was an organization in London and was bullshit. So they were all like getting fighters like with no losses, matching them up with people that are casual people. So like no fights, 0-0. And then they get the win with this guy, and then they get 17-0. That's
Yeah,
how they
yes,
build
yes, yes, yes,
that's how they learn.
and I think
Crazy.
like sometimes we cannot also blame because like this is the kind of sports when back I would say even like UFC had a hard time bringing it to the masses because people used to think that the brand were not associated with it because they considered it the blood sports, something like that, right?
Yeah,
And I believe that because they went through, strategically, they came up with the marketing
I
ideas
understand.
where they pick
I
and
understand
choose
what you
those
mean.
fighters with that,
Yeah.
persona and like who could like back up like the whole country, who could resonate with the whole people.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
Yeah, I
I think
agree.
like now there are so many fans, like they're running this show
Oh,
everywhere.
yes. this is where Nepal, for example, should come. You know what I'm saying? You have no one, right? You're clean, you're clear. You're just new in this business, and that's amazing. You're gonna have. We are. I came to Nepal in December to work with Hardik Jim, and I know Lokrash. Lokrash, he
Yes.
did probably episode with you. I don't know. So he contacted me through just one of my contacts, and I flew there, and I started this academy of MMA, and it, for the dream to have someone from Nepal to come up and take over,
Mm.
take over. So uh, you will have your guy for sure, and it's going to be young. There's a few young guys that train a Handik
Yes, yes,
with
yes, yes.
and like they are very very promising. And I'm saying this because Nepal probably is going to be the next nation to put the flag inside the UFC or a bigger organization. Probably it's going to be one championship or also PFL is coming. They have money, but yeah, that's why I
Yes,
came to Nepal.
true, true, true.
So
It's
to
I think,
ah,
we can see that it's happening, slowly, because there are gyms and constantly organize the promotions, organizing, because back in the time they were not professional of fight. It's hard to organize a professional fight, but now, brands are interested and people are interested. They are like, often the organizing events, and I think that is going to give a lot of
yeah,
experience for the fighters. And there was
sure,
one. And that the once they have this big lights experiences, then I think like I think
yeah,
like what you just said is going to happen.
sure,
I would hope
yes,
sooner, right? Yeah.
well, if we get, I think this fight is going through, for example, and like there's another organization, right, that is doing MMA, right? It's NW something, NWC,
Yes,
which
NWC is doing great, great, and yeah, they are, actually, I think the blueprint is pretty simple. What UFC is doing, Bellator is doing, you just have to do that, right? Make sure that the fighters get trained properly, and
yeah,
I
and this is
they are
the
doing
issue.
good. They're doing very good. I think because, like, I used to think that they are good fighters, but we don't get to see their footage. Like, and I saw, a lot of your fights. Before I come and interview you, I saw a lot of your fights and what kind of style you have, what kind of. So, once Nepali fighters also has that.
That's unfortunate
Right,
because you don't
right.
have all my fights to YouTube. Like you have like
Oh, I'm
a
sorry. I'm
portrait of
sorry.
all my
I
fights.
just saw
No,
one or
don't
two,
worry.
but oh, one or two, I
Don't worry.
think.
It's fine. No, don't worry. If you've seen the one with Fokinas, there are two. The first one, that was
Hmm.
fight of the night, and that's when I came up and I go. But anyway, um, that fight they gave it to me after because it's been reviewed from the
Okay.
organization because I
Hmm.
won like every rounds. But anyway, you have a few fights, but not all of them.
True, true,
Um,
true, true.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like
I must have missed that. Yeah,
you were
and
saying, no, don't worry.
the point I was trying to make was, that the production, the production behind that is also equally important for the fighters to get seen. And once you know the fighter, then you relate with the story they have, right? And then it becomes really the thing for fans to talk about the fighters, and also
Yeah.
promoter to pursue that fighters also. So I think that now that is happening. The NWC is doing that good, right? Featuring these fighters, talking about these fighters in social media, and but they also have to train really hard because the level is different.
Yeah. There's one thing you're missing is I've seen it that you are that the other gym has probably someone that is teaching jiu-jitsu, but there was a guy who is a wrestler and he came at my classes to train, and they were saying that he could probably train wrestling the guys, but like wrestling coaches to being a coach is not the same as being a fighter, right? So that's probably what I've seen that is kind of something to upgrade in
So
Nepal.
what is your take on that? What is your take on that? Since you are a
Oh,
psychologist students also, right?
oh,
So
so I'm a coach as well. I have my students, I have all my people
mm,
since not 10 years or less, I mean 7 years. Um, I train at MMA Den, which is a gym here in London, West London, and I have my students. I have classes I've been teaching today and stuff like that. Teaching is different than being a fighter because you need to really have a method. So, for example, who's the best coach for you of MMA nowadays? Tell me.
MMA best
Yeah,
coach.
one of the best coaches. Yeah, you think the best coach.
I think Khabib, from Khabib team, I really feel like he's the
See?
really yes,
So Khabib's father,
yeah,
right?
Khabib's father.
Correct. He's unbelievable coach. I think fantastic. But you know why? So look, for example, Valentina Shevchenko, right? He she won in kickboxing.
True.
She won in Muay Thai. She won in MMA.
Mm.
Everything, right? She just lost this one with Grasso, which was a
Yeah,
robbery,
Alexa Grasso, yes.
and she lost with Amanda Nunes, and that was a robbery as well because I think she won. But anyway, do you see her that she goes around always with the same coach and the sister, right?
Mm.
She had the short man, short guy, which is
Yes, 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 yes.
that guy is her coach since the beginning, right? So if you see her and you say, listen, she won everything, that coach is good, right? Okay, yeah. But how many fighters that coach has?
Which
One.
are good.
How many fighters John Kavanagh, the coach of Conor McGregor, has? He has an army.
True, true,
John
true.
Kavanagh, John Kavanagh, he's so busy that he needs to have other coaches to go corner every weekend. Someone, Saudi
Mm.
Arabia, Las Vegas, then the other one is going Paris, PFL. Do you
Mm.
understand? That means that the
Yes.
method with everyone. So everyone that step in the map becomes a killer, right? That's how you recognize who's the best coach in yeah, and who is just a good coach or who's shit. For example, shit coach to me is like I don't know, but like I've seen some coaches that now are coaching like UFC champions. For example, Kamaru Usman, Geji, Namajunas. That
So,
he does.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Mate,
Do you,
mate, mate. That guy is taking someone else's work and he's bringing them to the UFC, right? The best coaches are the one who take a guy from zero and bring it to the UFC, and they have
yes.
lots of students, right? I went to Skarbowski gym in Paris, for example, to train. I go there once every 6 months, right? And he's a good friend now. Skarbowski, that crazy guy who did the video with Sampieri, he gets him to the mat and he start kicking everyone, and it was rank. You
Mm.
remember? That's Karbowski. He has a gym in Paris, and
Okay.
he trains. He's very good friend with another coach, which is from Thailand, a legend, right? They have an army people. You don't understand. I sparred. I'm gonna send you the video. I sparred a girl. She was like 14 years old, bro. Killer,
Yeah,
killer.
okay. Mm.
And the method works. If you go there in Paris and you train this company, you're gonna become a killer. 1 year, you're a killer. So the
Mm.
method works. That's how you
Sure,
recognize
sure,
people
sure.
like
Sure, sure.
good coaches and stuff like that.
Mm.
Yeah,
And
yeah. That's
I do. Yeah, I do see, that the psychological aspect recently.
okay.
I wouldn't say recently. It has been, on effect. I think like working since the day when, do you remember when UFC happens? It happens without any rules. You can go as long as you can. There's one man standing at the end, right? It started
That was
like that.
great.
And what you said about that when pullouts happens, people calling you with the names, and that actually happens because there was no rules, and you have to be the one to take the fights no matter what, right? But
Yeah, of
it's
course. Even if you had an injury, you can go there and win. But
So
nowadays it's so tight. It's so the fight is
yeah,
tight.
it's now sports, right? It's now
About
athletes.
detail.
Now it's now very
Athlete.
I wouldn't say systematic, but like there's a method to every arsenal that you have, right? So now it's a
Yeah.
very challenging also at the same time.
The question is on a psychological, sport psychological side of of this matter is like where MMA is going, because you should be a step ahead, right? You should be if you want to win, you have to be a step ahead. Think about football, right? The best coaches are the one who started the method of passing the ball, Guardiola and stuff like
Mm.
that, who were doing things that people weren't doing at the time, and they surprised everyone, and they got the win. And so, can we do the same with MMA? Do you think MMA has reached the peak of technical aspects or physical aspects? We're getting very close, man. I think we're getting very close to the peak where there's going to be
Okay.
a saturation of technique, a saturation of strength and conditioning. You can't get more than that. And so it would become very hard to be champion. I'm telling you that I think what I see for the future, I see you can't defend the belt no more than one time because you're going to have someone else coming
Yes.
from the bottom. There is another killer because and many people are getting into the sport. I just wanted to let you know that like 3% of the population are fighting. No professionals fighting,
Mm.
non-professional, casual people that go to the gym. 3% population. On these three, take away the 1% that are non-professional. Then you go 2%, and I think you're gonna go even less when you are talking about when you're talking about when you're talking about reaching the best organization of the world. So it's an elite of human beings, but there's going to be
Mm.
more. Maybe it's 4% now population. It's not 3% no more, 4%, and it's getting even more. People are getting into fights, man. So be careful.
True,
I'm
true.
about to retire, so I don't give a shit. But if you're young, woo, just go train, brother, because people are coming.
So let's we've talked a lot. I mean, we've touched so many topics, right? Right now, if I have to ask you something about yourself, right? What you know, so uh, do you think that because since every fighter has a skills and they've been training since a very young age, right? So how much of a mental game is important, like before the fight and during the fight, the mental side of it. Maybe
This is
mental warfare is also there, right?
maybe this is the most important question of all. Uh, because throughout my career, I've seen loads, and I've been sparring with a lot of people, the best I think in the business. I used to train at London Shoot Fighter, which is the gym of Michael Venom Page, and I had the
Mm.
pleasure to train with this coach, Alexis. I think is one of the best in the business of all times.
Action
Like
speaks, yeah.
all of the Hall of Fame of the coaches, I think Alexis is crazy. Like it's so good. Just to mention a few fighters that has started from zero with him. The Basharat brothers, one of them is about to fight for the UFC title, 57 kilos, right? The lightest
Like,
fighters in the business, right? His name is Javid Bashara. And then you have the brother, he's in the UFC as well. Amir Al-Bazi, it comes from there. He was a
okay.
killer. I train with his brother now because his brother is joining the the sorry. Jesus Christ. So his brother is joining my gym, MMA Den. And I've been training with him. Amir Al-Bazi is like 17-1, and he will fight for the title. He just got a surgery on his
Okay.
neck,
Oh.
and he
Mm.
stayed out for a year, but he's about to get the title, and he's gonna get it against who's the champion at that category. I don't remember. Is Pantoja.
Okay,
It's
yes,
about
yes.
Amir Al-Bazi is taking over.
Oh.
Michael Van Page. There's another guy, bro.
Mm.
It's called Magic Norby.
Interesting.
He's
Yes,
undefeated.
yes.
He's been the youngest guy to get a win in Bellator as a professional fighter, right? They all come from London, and you have many more in the past, killers after killers now. So, but anyway, to answer your question was how important is the mental aspect in the sport. So the mental aspect in the sport, I think, is more important than the skills itself. I've seen the best fighters that I've seen, they are not in the UFC. Everyone is saying that. Everyone will tell you that the best fighters are not the best that you can see in the organizations, but sometimes they don't even fight. So what's the
Wow.
difference?
Wow.
The
They didn't
difference is
even
the
fight. What does that
mental.
mean? Sometimes they didn't even
They
fight.
just come. You don't understand how many people come to spar the professionals,
Mm.
and they don't fight.
They don't want to
They
compete. Yes.
work they work somewhere else. They
True.
just come on Friday.
Wow.
They
Yeah,
like to
yeah,
fight.
yes, yes, yes. Mm.
There are some videos that are going online, and Sean Strickland is fighting guys, random people. That, that's fine. But when you want to be a professional fighter and you want to get wins and you want
Ah,
to get a
yes.
career out of it, you
Mm.
need something else. So first of all, you need the discipline. Without that, you go nowhere. Discipline.
Mm.
So discipline is just the behavior. Plato used to say, Plato, from Greece
Yes, yes, the
back in the day,
philosopher. Yeah.
we are a product of the action that we do every day. Okay, so translated in nowadays vocabulary, behaviors, cognitive
Mm.
behaviors. If you
True.
do certain things and you repeat it, you become that thing, right? So if you
Become
don't
that
train
thing.
for a
Yes.
fight, if you train, then you don't stay in a diet, that's me. You don't stay in a diet, you're gonna have you're going to fight like that when you get at the fight. So you may
Yes.
have a chance to win, but
Mm-hmm.
you may not have a chance to win. And you said before, Khabib's the best. They don't have losses. Well, they don't have losses because they fight their entire career bums and then they go to the UFC. And
Makes sense. Yes, makes
They're
sense.
undefeated.
Yeah.
Good job, guys, because in Dagestan you're doing crazy job. Fantastic. I'm so
Actually,
jealous about. I'm so
yes.
jealous about. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm saying this thing because I'm jealous because I want what I don't have.
True.
But like, and I wish that I would have a coach that would have sold me like that in a fight, but gradually give me an easy fight, then another fight, and build my career. So that's fine. But what I'm saying, you know, that that plays a good role as well. When you reach the top, you need discipline and you need routine. Routine. Uh, like you need to stay active. This sport evolves very quick. If you take 1 year off training, and you come back, you look like an idiot. Striking, you
So,
look like an idiot. Jiu-jitsu, wrestling. We are at the beginning of the wrestling era. I'm telling you. Since how long people have been striking? 100 years. Boxing or boxing. Then Thai
yes, yes.
boxing.
Mm.
With, I don't know,
Mm.
with Ramon Decker. We are discovering wrestling right now, like the last 5 years, the last 10 years. When wrestling was going into the Olympics, we were saying, what the hell is that thing? What are the rules of wrestling in the Olympics? Because we didn't know what was that. So nowadays we are getting passionate. So it's like we're so young, and
Mm.
it's like so. You have to train all the aspects. So here's another thing: to get the skills for MMA, which is the most complicated sport in the world. You agree with me on this, right?
Yes, yes,
There's
yes.
no there's no other thing that the
There's
human
no one
being can
set
do.
of skill set that you are learning, right? You are learning thousands of and like I might be exaggerating when I say thousand, but there are like too many things you need to take care of.
Sure,
It's complicated.
100%.
Yes.
And the human being is beautiful because he tend to forget things. The
Wow.
the the ten, the
Mm-hmm.
tendency the tendency of human being is to forget things. But you know why? Because when we're growing,
Mm.
we keep getting information in our brain. Mate, you have a limited storage, right? You can't get
True.
everything. So at a
True.
certain point, something get it in and something else is getting out. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. You can't do that in MMA. You can't do it in MMA because
True,
you
true,
forget.
true. Yes, yes, yes.
So through repetitions, through drills, repetitions, technique, you get this muscle memory is called muscle
Wow.
memory.
Yes,
So
yes, yes.
and sharp. So train every day.
So
You,
you know
you
that the thing is that, you know, that like, so that is something you're going to get even when you don't know about the psychology, right? When you keep doing what you just said, even if you don't know psychology, your muscle memory is going to be there. So what about those fighters, you know, and having this, you know, the knowledge that psychology is also a very important aspect of it. Let me give an example. Say for example, Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali used to taunt a fighter, and we've also seen example with the Conor McGregor, right? So doing all those gimmick things before the fight, and
yes.
because I might be wrong, but I've heard, you know, psychologically people actually sleepwalk. I mean, like, especially when there's a bright light, when they're surrounded by people, you know, they don't use like they're not like, you know, open, like they react. So is that the very thing that those fighters with having a knowledge about the psychology are exploiting that phenomenon about the people, that people are basically, you know, like they don't, you know, social aspect is also plays important role, I think, when a fighter are experiencing for the first time and they don't know like what to do. So yourself is experienced fighter, right? But but those they're equally very good but don't have much experience might act differently, right? So do you feel like, you know, there is like advantage when there are fighter who knows a mental aspect of it and can deploy against their opponent?
So okay.
Because we're seeing these examples.
You tell me. So like you gave me a few questions in one question. So
Yes,
don't worry,
my
I'm fine.
bad. Yeah, yeah. I'm bad with the interviewing,
So
right?
so like
Oh,
the first thing is that you said Muhammad Ali, Conor McGregor, they don't know shit about psychology, right? Zero. But they felt it. You're talking about special human beings, so I don't count them. You know what I'm saying? As they are like not from Earth.
wow.
They're from another planet. They just
That,
born with
yes,
something.
yes, yes. That's
That's
the reason
something.
why.
That's
Yeah,
something. That's something is the struggle of life. Muhammad Ali was struggling. Conor McGregor was crazy slugging because he didn't have the money to pay a ticket. He didn't have the
true.
money to eat
Mm-hmm.
because he was saying that his girl
Yeah,
food. When you struggle like that, you want to get out or you're gonna
yeah,
die. So it's a survival mechanism, that one, Mike. So that's not even we're not talking about psychology, it's pop psychology. We're just talking about surviving, survival instincts that has played a
mm.
huge role. I also think, for example, Conor McGregor has crazy ADHD. He's super active, he's hyperactive. So he
Yeah,
just
yeah.
channeled that energy into training. He said himself, he was training 4 times a day. Bro, I can't do it. It's 4 times a day.
And
I gotta
don't you
play
think he's doing
tennis.
that purposefully? Don't you think he's doing that purposefully? So, you know, so that, you know, even that way of acting also, like, you know, and, you know, engraved deep in his memory, and he keeps doing that way and he becomes like that also?
The best character that have ever walked a ring or an octagon nowadays are the one that are true to themselves. No character. Uh, Colby
What?
Covington is playing a character. He went to an
Yes,
acting
yes,
school.
yes.
You know what I'm saying?
He
He just
did.
said
I didn't
that
know
to
about
you.
that.
No, no, I don't know, but he said that to Leon Edwards. He said, "Sorry, but I'm playing a character." He
Yeah,
said that.
he said that. Yeah, he was about to cut from the promotion, I
Leon
think.
Edwards said to us as well, like he said,
Mm.
"Sorry, I was just playing a character. I don't
True.
want to be rude. What's about? Are you kidding me?
Yes.
Leon Edwards, mate. Leon Edwards. I'm telling you this. I have a picture with Leon.
Leon
Uh,
Edwards. Yes. He's killer, right?
I was cornering one of my teammates at Cage Warrior London. That was
Hmm.
September, October, right? And I was training
Hmm.
already at Renegade Gym since a couple of years now. But I'm not going there every day. I'm going there once a month, once because it's not London, it's in Birmingham. So it's like 3 hours from London. So I'm in the dressing room, uh, and I'm getting my athlete, my fighter ready. So we were doing pads, we were doing some drills, whatever. And at a certain point, I felt like a tap on my shoulder. I was Liam. Hey mate, how are you?
Hmm.
So, you looking to me?
You got struck or what?
You remember me?
Starstruck? Man.
He didn't remember the name, but he was like, yeah. We were and I
Wow.
sit down, and he sit down, and he's waiting for his fighter to get changed. So we have a chat, like mate, like me and you now. How are you? Or whatever
True.
you doing, bro. These ones are the best people. You Leon Edwards doesn't play character. He's just himself. It's beautiful,
Yes, yes,
beautiful.
yes, yes.
And
I believe that
the last
100%. Yeah.
the last time we trained, we were at Renegade, and I have this picture. I'm gonna send it to you. Please post it with this little
Okay.
shot of the
Yes,
video.
yes, yes.
You're gonna
Sure.
have follow. You're gonna have
We'll
you're
do
gonna have
that.
views.
Yeah, we'll do that.
We finished the training, and I was there with one of my students. He's like 15 years old, a prodigy, and um, we finished the session, and he calls me, hey, come here. And he wanted to take a pictures because there were two other fighters that were ginger like me, right?
Okay.
Ginger like me. And he was so amused by that. He was fun by that he grouped us together, three of us, and he took a picture. One of that is also a fighter who's fighting PFL and stuff like that. And he was having a laugh. He took pictures of us. Look, like it's so weird. There's three gingers guys here. It's just simple guy. If he sees you on the street and you recognize, you
True.
say hello to you. And he's a killer. He's
Wow.
the experience of Leon is
Yeah,
crazy.
there's,
Sometimes you're in the
yeah.
market, I'm doing my techniques, and it taps your shoulder. It's like, you shouldn't do like that. You should do like this.
Wow. Oh,
To come back
yes.
at your question.
You
To come back at your
know,
question.
what an example. Yes.
Leon,
To the point. Yeah.
Leon is an elite human
100%.
being, elite human
Hmm.
being, and it came as well from the struggle. So this social aspect that you were saying, we can see them in all the elite athletes. So
That's right.
we have actually studied this in sport psychology. Now that's where sport psychology kicks in. In population areas, for example, you're gonna have loads of talents coming out of Brazil in everything like art, photography,
Hmm.
football,
Yeah.
and example martial arts.
Everybody's
Why?
striving towards, yes, excellence.
Because Brazil is it's well-known area of the world where there's a lot of struggle. There's a lot of
True.
people, there's a lot of population.
Wow.
The
Maybe that's
favela,
what.
you have 1
Hmm.
million people in like 5 kilometers. Not even Kathmandu is even, it's not like that. So you want to get out, otherwise you die.
True, true, true.
Then, so through struggle, that's when someone actually
Wow.
can make something great. And Leon was coming from Jamaica, was struggling, just came to Birmingham, stuff
Yes,
like that.
yes, yes.
And that really gave him
True.
a platform to jump, and he's a fantastic human being. And it's not easy to keep this cool. It's not easy to be that cool when you reach the top of the world. Yeah,
Sure.
Leon, number one to me, number one. I
Wow.
I met a fantastic person, and I would be grateful forever to get a renegade, and they are all. If by the way, if Leon gets late, which would never happen, but doesn't matter if you have 50 fights, Renegade, you arrive 5 minutes late, the boss of the gym makes you clean the mat, yeah? Just to let you know. So discipline is still there.
Is the
Discipline is
yes,
always,
yes. Mm,
always. To get the top, discipline.
love that. I think the thing about fighting is also people often talk about this thing, right? When fighters get like way too reach, there's some fighters that they get way too reach, and then like the the motivation might not be there to fight again with us with the same
No,
intensity and
different.
that enthusiasm,
You
right?
have different
So
motivations. You have different
true.
motivations. So, for
Either you
example,
need to
Connor, when
fake
he
that in
got
your mind.
yes, Connor, when he got reached, he motivation changes from I don't
True.
want to die to I want to make memories for my
True.
kids. I want to have good highlights.
So he needed a
And so
different motivation.
that's where he stumbled on double losses with Poirier. He got
True, true. We
he
could see
got
that,
knocked out
right?
by
Like he was not like before, and maybe like since he's running many businesses, also maybe the focus thing
um,
is also there.
would you be the same fighter when you get 20, 30 millions in
Of
year?
course,
Be the
yes,
same
of course
fighter?
not. Mm.
You might. Would you be the same?
But
I
they are
won't.
special people. And I'm also amused by his comeback. But now that there are like speculation, right? He might, that the fight might not happen. Maybe this is a marketing gimmick, right? But going back to what you said about Leon Edwards, I mean, what a fighter, right? Because I relate with what you said so much,
Maybe.
because even like fighters over here, like who trains really hard here, right? They are humble, man. They don't talk about, they don't brag about anything, like especially those who
Oh,
trains every day in fight gym. I mean, they look like a very simple guy, man. Like this, so sometimes I just like feel scared. Like, some people might get stumble with them and might, mess with them, and they might get, they
100%.
might go wrong, right? Because these fighters, and I believe that, when they train so hard and they know, right, what dangerous weapon they already are without having any weapons, I think, that definitely makes them humble. I just feel like that. Would you agree about that?
Yes, yes. Well,
And Leon Edwards is like the top, the dude
yeah.
who doesn't show anything in the media. His action speaks louder, right? So
Oh,
we have seen
no,
series of his fight. Oh my God, his
no,
progression, in the fights. Now the
no
confident
party, man.
level. Oh my God, man.
Well, I mean listen, but I just want to tell you this. This is personal. Like he just he likes this lifestyle. But be careful because we don't want to be all Leon Edwards, as we don't want to be all Conor McGregor. Just be yourself. If you want to
Sure,
party, if you want to spend some money, go to Bangkok and have like an orgy with some lady boys, just fucking do it. Like I mean, it's
yeah.
yourself. You want to do it. Like,
That's also,
but
yeah,
that what we can take from it is that the method of Leon worked, but it worked for him because he's Leon. I'm Alex.
yeah, might
You're
not work for
Mike.
you.
You need
True,
something
true,
else. So
true,
that's sports psychology, for example. Try to understand what you want. Try to
true.
understand
Yeah,
who you are and what makes you happy, because that will reflect your sport life, and
sure,
that will have an impact on your goals and what you want to do in life. So if you are a guy who likes to go shoot with the rifles, for example, I don't know, you want to blow up someone with cars and stuff, you want to be Connor, just do it. So but just try to be yourself, right? Don't depersonalize yourself just
sure.
because now you're rich,
Hmm.
you wanna be an actor like Colby Covington, because I think Colby was a great fighter, but he just got lost in his acting skills, right? And
Yeah,
it
yes, yes, that's true. And marketing,
that's an
that since these promotions keeps marketing of fighters with like different factors, or like, and that also makes difficult for fighters, right? Get noticed, get seen, have a so many followers, and like some fighters might have to go through that road, that path, and that might sometime help them financially, right? But not sure.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a hell of a career being a fighter, to be
True,
honest
true.
with you,
And
because
and
you
and, and
gotta
something you and something you said before about that really great fighters might not be fighting, might not be competing, right? Who knows?
oh
We're only
oh
watching. We're only watching a show, right?
telling you this. I tell you this story. That was 3, 4 months ago. I was getting ready for the fight. Friday night we have sparring at MMA then 7 p.m. I jump on the mat and we were doing boxing spar with everyone. Blah, 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 blah. Then I get paired up with the guy, young kid, bro. The hands of this guy.
Right.
Oh,
Whoa.
finish the round. I'm like, mate, where are you training? It's like, well, I'm training here a couple of months, 3 months.
Mm. Wow. I
Couple,
mean, different
sorry?
generation
Oh
is
yeah,
coming,
yeah,
I think.
3 months. Then he goes away from the gym. Then I talk with my one of my friends, Ruben. I'm like, Ruben, this guy, this guy is just like a beginner,
Whoa.
right? You understand? You
Oh,
understand? You never
yes.
know.
You
You never
never
know
know.
who you
True,
get.
true, true, true.
Never know who you get. So yeah, that's crazy. So
That's
the best fighters, my opinion, are not in the UFC. Not all of them. Not all of them. It's well known. It's well known. I'm not gonna say names. I'm not gonna say names, but we have. I just want to say the name, but I can't. Uh, it's a UFC fighters that have
drop it.
been. Who? No, I can't, man, because he's gonna
Okay,
kill
okay, okay, please. Yeah, yeah.
me. He just he he sparred with us, very good guy. Now he's in the UFC. He joined recently the UFC. He was taken down by another young kid every sparring.
Mm.
He
Oh,
couldn't figure this guy out. And every sparring, boom, taking down, smash, taking down, a smash. This guy that he was taking down, this guy that now is in the UFC, this guy is just having fun in Dubai. Is posting pictures and stuff. And it's not in the UFC. What can I tell you? What can I tell you? But I'm telling you that this guy got no here to just join his team to teach wrestling. But this guy is absolutely unbelievable, and he's not in the UFC. There you go again. So it is what it is. It is what it is. So yeah, you may
so
have good fighters,
true.
but
That
they're not in
happens,
the.
right? So, let me ask you, how did you get in, how did you get in touch with Gorkhali Championship? Like, what
I
talks did
told
you
you,
have?
right?
Gorkhali Championship, yes.
I went to teach for the first time an MMA seminar in Kathmandu with Hardik Gym,
Yes,
and
yes.
that was December. I got in touch with, with this guy Lockridge that gave me the opportunity to jump in there and teach for the first time MMA. And he was telling me, Alex, I want to do a show. I want to do an MMA show here. It's going to be one of the first one in Kathmandu. Um, he, he also asked me if I wanted to be part of the team, and there's actually one of my teammates, Raz, which he's helping a lot them to try to organize the show. Um, and but I couldn't be helpful in terms of like logistic, in terms of like building the show. But I said I just want to fight, just let me fight. So we found a deal where I was going to your city, Kathmandu, and start teaching, and then eventually we're gonna have this fight, and so I accepted straight away because
Wow.
the thing is amazing. I think it's fantastic. Nepal has to be in the fucking map of the fight. So we're gonna do it, and that's how. And so now we are main eventing,
Sure.
and it's gonna be
And you
beautiful,
didn't
beautiful.
and you didn't even ask who the fighter is, or like, did you know? Did you know
No,
Santosh?
I said
No,
yes. I
right?
said yes in
Yes.
December.
Okay.
I said yes when there wasn't even the fight happening. Nothing was
Mm.
zero. I said, let's go. And they tell me, I like that this guy, yes. But this guy, yes. But he's a what? Yes. But he's yes. They also wanted to give the name. I'm like, it's okay.
So you
I
haven't
swear to
noticed
God,
studied
I
anything
swear
about
to
him.
God, nowadays I have never seen his fights. My team has
Okay.
they have seen the fight. I haven't seen the fight.
So since you've been here, right? So how has Nepal been so far? I mean, like you've been here for like how some weeks or something like that, right?
20 days. 20
20 days.
days.
So how do you like being
Yeah.
here?
Amazing, man. So different. It's the Wild East, brother.
You know,
The Wild East.
true, true, true. Yeah, yeah. You just have that one
Crazy.
post in IG, right? Instagram. I saw that post. You had a video, like full length video,
Yeah,
talking, on how,
beautiful.
that you pretty much shot the whole thing, your experience in there, and I really
I
love that. Yeah,
tried to. I tried to. I mean, I tried to condense in a couple of minutes because it was amazing, and I've been traveling to Gorka, yeah,
Gorkha, yes, that's a
the,
warrior place.
the mountains of Gorka. We went to the king castle, and we went where supposedly
Mhm.
the avatar has been seated there praying for a while, which it was below the castle of the king, and then he
Yeah,
disappeared. Then he appeared in the mountain. That's what I've been told.
sure.
I
Yeah,
don't
it's
want to
a,
say
it's a it's a sick.
anything wrong, but I've been told. And then we've been to Kathmandu, working every day, twice per day. And then yeah, I had fantastic meeting with people. I met
Perfect.
beautiful people, simplicity, which is what I like. And um, I think you have an issue with time because you're never in time, but that's fine. That was fine. Uh,
Yes, yes. Yeah, this
apart from
place,
that,
I'm
apart from that, that's fine. But I'm also Italian, so I have issues with time as well. But since I'm in London, I had to learn this. So you know
sure.
what I'm saying. But yeah, no, fantastic food. Uh, we've been traveling as well with the car from Kathmandu to
Yes, yes.
Gorka. We spent a couple of nights where I got sick, crazy, man. I don't know what I had. Maybe it was water or something. I've been shitting for one night. Too constant. I lost 5 kilos in a night. And that was an experience because I
Yes,
got. And there was a nurse that who actually kind of saved my life because like they they called this nurse that wasn't in the same hospital of us, and she came. She was very helpful. She tried to help,
really.
and
Yeah,
that was.
really glad, really
But
glad
I
that
loved
you
it. I
had a
loved it, man. I loved it,
yeah,
and
you had an amazing
can't
experience
wait to
here.
be
Yeah,
back there. Can't wait to be back there. We we're gonna do fantastic things. You should come at the fights and maybe be the commentator or stuff like that. You should get involved. You should get involved because it's gonna be great. So
and
yeah, I had great.
and I would like to, personally thank you for your words. That there has to be a flag, somewhere,
That has
popular
there was.
organization from this place as well, because
Yeah,
I do feel like, like in the Dagestan, like in so many places where, these like do or die situations. This there's also that factor also, besides having all the mistakes, and there are a lot of interesting thing here. I mean, and I do see that happening, and I thank you for that words, right? And another thing is,
sure.
like, do you want to add anything about the the fight that is going to happen next with Santosh Khatri?
Do you want me to add some words
Yeah,
about it?
yeah.
Oh, no,
Anything, any messages?
it's gonna be a beautiful fight. It's gonna be a beautiful fight. I'm coming with everything I learned. I'm training with the best in the business. In London and Birmingham in England, we have UFC champions, that give you a hard time every day. I can do everything. I've been Italian champion Muay Thai, Portuguese champion Muay Thai.
True.
Uh, I had like 35 fights in Muay Thai plus two boxing. Then I started to wrestle with one of the best coaches, Lyubo Kumbarov. Lyubo Kumbarov is number one wrestling coach to me in the world. And he lives here in England, and I had the pleasure to just training him,
Sure.
and I just get beautiful knowledge of wrestling. I love wrestling. We do Leon Edwards classes. Leon with his brother teaches wrestling. Do you understand what I'm talking about? So like
High level thing.
I
Yes,
I'm coming for MMA. I'm coming for the
true.
most
And yes,
beautiful controlled violence
I
um, sport of all time. So let's go, brother. Let's
I
go.
thousand, I 1,000% believe you. That the fight will be like, as what you just mentioned, right? Because like you also need a dance partner, for like amazing, spectacular fights to happen, right? And I think like you have a really good partner inside the case, because
Oh,
like, this is what I see, right? When I see one championship, when I see Asian fighters, or like, let's not say that, but let's say the fight in these organizations and the UFC, sometimes I kind of let me just give you a simple example of UFC 302, right? Which just happened recently. And
Yep.
there in a press conference, you could see Son Strickland talking about, this is going to be a bloody, it's going to be like, we're going to bleed for you guys, that kind of thing. But when
Yeah.
fight happened, like we didn't see much, right? We didn't see much. And end of the fight.
Yes.
So,
Ghost
but,
Rider.
but, but let me tell you something, right? When fight happens in Asian region, one championship, man, like how are these guys keeping up with this like number of shots, right? And like there's always like this, you know, like the the spectacle is there, and I am sure that is going to happen. But you
Yeah.
also have to play it strategically, right? So I don't blame even Strickland because
Yeah.
I think
The strategy is simple. I'm a mystery box for him. I know what he's good at. He doesn't know what I'm good at.
okay, we
He
have to
doesn't
see that,
know. He
right?
just
Yeah,
doesn't know. He just doesn't know. Um, mate, come.
we'll love to watch you guys perform that, you know. And I will also try
I wish
to,
him good
give
luck. I
you.
mean, I wish him good luck. I mean, I don't hate him. I can't hate him because I don't know. Why should I hate someone that I don't
True,
know?
true.
Uh, I just wish him the best for him, and we're just gonna see
And you know
who's
what?
the motherfucker.
This is the only sports where that two people just go there, punch each other so bad they want to kill each other. And at the end of the day, they shake hands and the
Cool, fine. Yes,
best
we're gonna have
friends.
some food after the fight. We're gonna
True,
have some I don't know, some drinks together. But it's
lovely.
also beautiful
Yes,
because this fight, this sport, you can talk so much. You can say whatever you want to say. You can think
but
whatever you want to think. But then, then you lock the cage. That's it, bro. Simple. It's
true
so
that, man.
so. It's beautiful because it's complicated, but at the same time, it's simple, right?
I'm already excited, and I'm already feeling jumpy to watch the
And
fight live. I would
There's
love to
also
be there.
another fantastic. There's also another fantastic fight in the card, which is Fabrizio Calio,
Hmm.
uh, which is my is my teammate, is my partner, one of my best friends, and he's a black belt. He got the black belt from Roger Gracie and the father of Roger Gracie. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
He's doing grappling. He's doing grappling contest with the guy who's supposed to teach wrestling at Hardik Gym, right? That's the guy that I was telling you about that he's supposed to give some knowledges of wrestling. Then I don't know what happened. I don't know if still teaching there or not, but like I'm telling you that that's a great fight to watch. It's not going to be MMA, but you're going to have a high level of grappling there, high level of
Wow.
wrestling against high level of grappling. Fabrizio, it's just he puts you to
Sure.
sleep, brother. He takes one of your legs home, you know.
Oh, you're done, right?
So
So you also had
mhm.
someone fighting in your 302, right? UFC 302.
I didn't find the question. Sorry, say again.
UFC 302, you had your a teammate or someone fighting over there.
No, that was my mistake. The 303. So the one that is happening, I
303.
think, in Manchester, there are lots of fighters from Renegade that are going to fight. So not
Okay.
the 302. Sorry, just let me check for you. Just give me 1 second because I think UFC 302.
302
Yeah.
is
Oh no, the one with
Makachev
Poirier
versus
match.
Poirier, yes.
Let me see. No, that I think it was the 303.
303 is like the
Yeah.
coming up fight. Conor
No, no, no,
McGregor.
no, no. It was the 303. Sorry, that was my fault. I thought no one here, but the one in Manchester. So let me
Okay.
see. You
So
Manchester. Let me see. UFC Manchester 2024. All right, let's go. So yeah. So it's the 304, not
oh,
303.
304.
304. 304. Um card.
No worries, we'll catch up on that. And
Yeah, yeah, don't worry, don't worry.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you? So I think
Leon is fighting. Leon is fighting, right? There's
yes,
also there's also I think it's also
I think 304 is
Herbert,
all from London card, right?
Manchester.
Yeah, Manchester card. Yes, yes.
It's in Manchester, yeah. And there's Jai Herbert, which is a guy from Renegade. He
Okay.
he almost knocked out Topuria,
Oh,
but
whoa,
then he got
whoa.
knocked out.
True,
That
true.
was used in London a
Man,
couple of
what?
years ago,
Yes.
2 3 years
I
ago. Topuria fought Jai Herbert. Jai Herbert first round almost knocked him out with a head kick. I don't know
mm.
how that guy stayed on. Then second round, unfortunately, went for against Jai Albert, and he lost. But he's fighting now in Manchester. Jai Albert's crazy martial artist as well. He trains so much, man. He trains 4 times what I train, and I train a lot. He's so
Sure, sure.
humble, such a humble guy. Jai Albert, number one as well. Um,
Yeah,
that's, for example, another killer
we'll
who
watch that fight.
he's not at the top for now, but maybe he will. I wish for him he will. But that's another walking murderer, we say,
Wow. So
and
yes,
you want to watch that? That's a great fight.
I would love to talk about talk about the the fights also. So yeah, there's a last question I would like to ask you was like they're up and coming fighters, right? Like, do you have any messages for those who are like trying to learn about MMA fighting or want to be MMA fighters?
So if you're, eh, are you saying for someone who is from Nepal or for everyone in general?
Yeah,
Uh,
everywhere in
you know what I
general
mean?
also, but
Everyone in general. Yeah, for everyone, just start with something. You gotta be good at something. You can't be good at all the disciplines, right? Because you have 3 4 aspects. You have ground game, you have striking, you have wrestling, and also strength and conditioning. You want to be great at something. For example, Conor McGregor, left hand, no? Khabib, you say,
yes,
no? Wrestling. You have to be great at something, like the best in one of the best in the world. And you gotta train the thing that you like. Because I don't, for example, like too much wrestling. I love striking, so I'm a better striker. Just recently I've been doing a lot of wrestling. The last 5 years been doing a lot of wrestling. I love wrestling. But what I'm saying, naturally, that's what comes is like my hands. So be very good at something. So train a lot what you love and just keep training and see if that fits in your life as well. Because if something that you're forcing yourself, you're not gonna be good at.
sure.
So if you find naturally to come and train and suffer and bleed and sweat your heart out and then for nothing because this is a shit spot, you may fight your entire life and you get nothing out of it, but you get to be a very good human being, I think. And that's not a common thing, right? Because we have fucking piece of shits around. But if you're a martial artist, you may not make it to the big organizations, but you make it in life.
True, true. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that is what I've heard from many fighters that when they're training a lot and they're also figuring out themselves kind of thing, they're also discovering
No?
themselves kind of thing,
Oh
so
yeah.
which is like plus points actually, right?
It's a peeling process. Peeling. You take
Oh
off
yes.
what you don't like, what's not good for you, and then what remains is you.
Great. So any,
Uh,
so in any future of fights you have that that you have planned for, or maybe like like do you feel like you're going to do this again in Nepal or like anywhere else, your future fight?
so the plan for the future for me is to get to fight again, because first of
Yes,
all,
to get busy,
get
right?
to fight, get to fight, and I will sacrifice because, uh, for example, the 15th of August is my birthday, and I usually don't train because I'm going to Italy. I spend with my family because I never see my family. This year, I will be on fire. 15th of August, I will be training like a motherfucker. So
Whoa.
that's a big sacrifice. So for the future, I gotta do it. So first of all, get to fight. So, I would like to fight again in Nepal, maybe for a belt. That would be amazing to just bring home a belt and then defend it. So I would like I would like to become part of the community of MMA in Nepal
Sure.
uh, in this near future, and maybe train and teach at local gym, which is a hard gym, and that's that's part of my future. I will get my degree in psychology finally,
Okay, congratulations on
and,
that.
and that's very important. And then I will like my goal is to get a few fights in Cage Warrior if it's possible, and then I will finish my career, and then I will close my career because I'm
Yeah,
not very,
yes, you can be fighting for forever, right? It's true.
I'm I'm blessed because my body keeps me young. I have good genes. Genetic is good. I eat clean. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I never drink. I never drank in my life. I don't. I never drunk. I never
Wow,
smoke. So
wow,
I'm very healthy. I look like I don't know, not like
true.
38 years old. And
Wow. Yeah,
and
I
so
wish I knew that, that side of you, right? The not drinking, not smoking. You do
uh,
party, right?
no,
Wow.
I'm a professional FIFA player. So I
Mm-hmm.
play on PlayStation. I have a setup here. It's crazy setup. I just play a lot online. So I'm here. When I want to party, we just play Fortnite in like 10 people. That's the kind of party I do. I like good food because I'm Italian, but I don't really go to club. I don't go clubbing. I live in London. It's crazy out here at night. It's crazy, but I don't go. I
True.
just I like to do something different.
True, true, true. The path and the fighter, like you talked about this, Shevchenko, right? Shevchenko. So
Valentina,
she actually cultivates it as a lifestyle. So that's what I'm seeing on you as well. And it makes a lot of sense. And also because that reflects on the way you fight. I saw you when you're fighting, right? You're very aware of the things happening. You
I'm
and
so I'm so calm.
you're so calm, and like you're
Maybe too
watching while
much.
the sequence are happening,
Maybe too
right? That's quite different. Like I see experienced fighter doing, because you should be deciding in a flight of a second, right? Like what is going to be the next move. You're like watching, just like you're interviewing right now, right? You're just like very aware, and and
Yeah,
I do see that.
I think because I have like developed um like when I was young, when I was younger and stuff like that, a certain way of being always alert
True.
that I have brought it into a fight. Um, I don't want to like I'm gonna say fuck it, but one of my best skills is to read my opponent. I'm very
True,
good at
true, true.
reading.
Yes, yes.
Very good at reading.
Yeah,
I
and
am I am
mm,
make I make a lot of calculations when I'm fighting because I
wow.
stay lucid. I don't
Mm,
panic.
true, true.
Don't panic. So yeah, that kind of fighter, which is very tactic, a lot of tactic. MMA is complicated, so you gotta
And
be
it's
good at
really,
math.
really complicated. Yes, yes,
You
true
gotta be
that,
good at math. Yeah.
Yeah, you can be like, demystifying something, right? Like every single way of doing
No.
things are personal, and like the way of doing it can be a different,
Yes.
and can have a different impact and effect altogether, right? Can
Yes.
be different from
100%.
person to person.
I
True that.
I'm training like I'm expecting that my opponent is gonna try to wrestle me. Maybe he doesn't, but I'm like, just let's wrestle,
Hmm.
kid. You know?
Let's wrestle, kid. Let's wrestle. Oh my God.
Let's wrestle, kid. So yeah, I'm training every aspect. I'm
Mm,
training every aspect. I have like some tricks that are going to play when I'm gonna fight. You're gonna see something crazy is coming. So, but let's make this fight happen first. Let's
sure,
let's make the event going on. The thing is building and everything is ready, and they give me the flights, and I'm flying there, and then everything will gonna happen. So that's the first thing for you guys. You're gonna
sure,
make sure like I wanted to say something for people from Nepal. You gotta
sure,
support. I've seen people in the social media. They're like criticizing the fact that the fight has been rescheduled. And it's like, guys, it's not easy. It's not easy to make fight happen. And especially probably in your country, I don't know, you have different policies and stuff like that. So
sure.
it's not easy. Relax,
Yes.
relax, support, buy tickets, uh, show up, bring friends. That's what you should do. support
Sure,
at every
sure.
cost. As I said on that post that went on Instagram, support at every. Stop crying. Let's go. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen with all your energies, and that's gonna be the first proper main event, the first proper fight in Nepal, and that's gonna be like the light, the first step of like bigger steps in the future for the
Yes,
MMA
100%.
MMA
True, true.
community in your country. So yeah, that's it. Just what you gotta
Yes.
do.
Yes, it's such
Support.
such a good note to, that remind people also, and also, and this conversation has been really, really amazing talking to you, right? We'll love to do it
Thank you.
again. We'll love to do it
We're gonna
again.
do
We've
it.
done it again. We'll do it again. Right? Sure, yeah.
Listen. Let's do this. Let's do this. If you agree on that, of course,
Yes.
that's your show. It's not mine, but we can do maybe another one us. Then we're gonna do like like together with my opponent. Why not?
Wow, wow.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
amazing. It's gonna be amazing. We can do because I'm gonna be there 2 weeks before the fight, so maybe we
Mm.
can do a
We
live
will
one
see.
interviews.
We will
It's
see.
fine.
We will see if we can pull that off, right? Because like timing has to be correct, timing
Okay,
has to be right.
well,
Yeah.
yeah, that would be
Good,
great.
good.
That would be great,
Yeah.
right? Nobody has never done it before, so you're gonna be the first one, man.
Sure, let's
It's
do it.
pretty
Let's do
kind
it.
of,
I'm up for
no,
it.
it's pretty
I'm up for
kind.
it, and we'll get it fixed. We'll get it done, right? And but let's see, from Santo's side as well, and we'll make it happen.
Oh, 100%. It was a pleasure to spend my Saturday afternoon here with you guys, and I'll see you soon. And enjoy your
Pleasure all
weekend.
mine. Pleasure all mine. And yes, thank you so much. And thank you so much for your time also. You've been training and like juggling, I
That's
know,
my
and
job.
it's here. Yeah, it's a thing, right? When the
Not a
MMA
problem.
is the one you're training. So I want to
That's
thank you for your time so much, and especially also from
well,
MMA community here in Nepal, and also from
well,
our team. And I don't think you need good luck, but I wish you all the best, for the fight, and would love to watch the fight. Just want to be there live watching you guys, and we would love to, talk to you after you win the
you,
fight.
if you want, you will be
Hopefully,
there dressing room while I'm doing the warm up with my team. You're just gonna be there. Don't worry. You're
man, I
welcome.
would love to. Yeah, I would love to film if I can, talk with these guys, and I think they're very happy and welcome, welcoming as the so far we have a really good conversation, and we're doing all we can to promote this fight, right? And I think this fight will be great. Venue is great. The people over here, I think right now we're seeing many people are really excited about this fight, right? I mean, like even like MMA fight overall, and this fight also has to get promoted that way. Even the bigger and better, because like the two main event, and it's crazy, man. I am really excited.
There should be as well a way to stream it live because you don't understand how many people I have
This is
here.
going to
They're
be live. I think that this will be live. This will be live.
streaming,
Yeah,
stream
this will be
live.
live streaming. Yes, yes,
Amazing. So
yes.
it's gonna
I'm
be
I'm,
lots of
I'm
people.
told that it's going to be live. Yes, and
Cool.
I think like the production, some TV are going to be there. All they're going to have the in-house production team, but it is going to be live. That's what I'm told. All right, because
Oh, oh,
this is a big magnitude fight, since it's a literally international fight.
Funny,
Many
your
fighters flew
country
from.
is big. It's big.
It's big.
I agree
Yes.
with you.
So yeah,
100%.
and you are a big part of it. I would like to thank you. And yes, great talking, bro. Like, let's do it again. And whatever you've said, we'll try to make that happen with
Thank
Santos.
you very much, man. Thank you very much again. See you
Thank you,
soon.
thank you. Yes.
Ciao, guys. See you.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. Have a good day, man.
You too, man.